Tonight, on ONEIL After Dark, in American Hand Egg, we look to see who circled the wagons, who is flying to Cancun, and who is flying to New Orleans. Fantastic. In politics, Donald Trump has been president for about a week, and executive orders are being signed. And I speak with Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen, as he had some free time. All that and more, coming up next. Good evening, and welcome to ONEIL After Dark. My name is Tanner O'Neill. That's fine. Boo yourselves. The AFC title game was this Sunday, as we saw the Buffalo Bills square off against the Kansas City Swifties in a game that gave fans hope. So, let's see how it all played out. Buffalo at Kansas City. Taylor Swift was at the game once again, and that's the most important part of any Chiefs game. Well, that and collusion with the officiating crew. Running back Kareem Hunt for the Chiefs got things started by the small scamper and score. Next, Jared Cook for the Buffalo Bills punched one in to make it 10-7. There was a field goal that the Bills kicked, but that's not important. Patrick Mahomes then tossed it to Xavier Worthy for a touchdown, thus making it 14-10 KC. Kermit would then run one in on his own, 21-10 Chiefs. At this point, the game was getting out of hand. However, Josh Allen tossed one to Mac Hollins for 6, 21-16 at the half. Looking good. The Bills then took 7 minutes, marching down the field, then handing the ball off to James Cook for his second touchdown of the day. Saquon Barkley, you're not, sir. Bills 22, Chiefs 21. Mahomes did his version of running into the end zone, making it 29-22. With about 6 minutes left in the game, Josh Allen found Curtis Samuel to tie the game at 29 apiece. Women's champion Harrison Butker nailed a 35-yarder to make it 32-29 with about 3 minutes left. Facing a 4th and 5 with no timeouts, Josh Allen went for it all, passing to Dawson Knox, who decided to do his best Mark Andrews impression. The Chiefs 32, Bills 29.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Same as it ever was, and that's the reason for the teardrops on my guitar. What a sad day. Typical and expected. The Kansas City Chiefs will go to their 3rd straight Super Bowl, as they have the opportunity to be the first team in NFL history to pull off a three-peat, thus dooming America. We'll find out who they will face later on in the showgram. Turning our attention to politics, President Donald Trump is swiftly signing executive orders. These include, but are not limited to, the January 6th gathering and restoring order at the border. We go now to some video and sound on tape about these topics from the president.
I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. And very, very importantly, a national emergency on our border immediately halted all entry of illegal border crossers, of which there were many. And we've accomplished more in less than 4 days.
Wonderful. The man has been on the job for almost 2 weeks, and things are happening. But some millionaire celebrities don't believe the country is going in the right direction. But don't take my word for it. Check this out.
And what happened to lowering the price of eggs? It cost $3.3 million.
Listen, I didn't vote for Donald Trump. Don't love that he's back in office. I have some real fears about things that he's telegraphing.
He's not really savvy enough to keep the quiet part inside. He says the quiet part out loud. He didn't win because he was convicted of 34 counts.
Amazing. Worst cooking show ever. Those characters seem unrelatable. Perhaps I'll watch a whole episode. That way, I can relate to the suffering of the audience. Well, no one ever suffers during this part of the show. That's because Buttons... from Buttons for America had these words in response to the president's recent actions. My name is Buttons. I am a cat. Thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity to serve the American people by way of a sea voyage to obtain oil and tuna. Buttons for America. Buttons forever. Delightful. To donate to Buttons for America Ocean Division, like, share, subscribe, comment, and also donate to the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. Once again, this is not a scam. It helps the voyage as well as the channel. To join the crew, leave your resume in the comments section. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Champions League was back in action last Wednesday as football giant Arsenal took on this opponent, who I cannot pronounce, at the Emirates in North London. And due to copyright, I'm unable to provide footage. Just know the lads were victorious by a score of 3-0, as Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and Captain Martin Odegaard all scored. Fantastic. The Gunners' next Champions League fixture was Wednesday the 29th. Coverage and recap will be available in next week's episode. For reasons. Local news now. An snowpocalypse has ended. Despite the town issuing a shelter in place, some individuals still decided to drive in gross weather. We now bring you some non-doctored footage of what it was like in the city about a week ago. Typical. The drivers of these vehicles were unable to be identified, but it's just my guess who was behind this terrible idea. Not surprised at all. Hand egg time once again. And the NFC title game featured the Washington Commander Redskins Auxiliary Athletic Department of Sports as they traveled to the city of brotherly love to face off against Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles. It was prop bet city for me. So let's see how I did. Washington at Philadelphia. Prop bet city, 5-leg parlay. All or nothing. More like poverty city, as running back Brian Robinson only put up 36 rushing yards and no touchdowns, thanks to Jaden Daniels, who selfishly ran this one in. Terrible. Also, Jalen Hurts decided not to run the ball as much, even though he rushed for 16 yards and 3 touchdowns. Terrible again. However, Dallas Goedert for the Eagles put up 85 yards on 7 receptions. Wonderful. And backup running back Kenneth Gainwell did his part with a meager 16 yards on the ground. Let's be honest, friends. This was the Saquon Barkley show, as he did indeed score a touchdown, and another touchdown, and another touchdown. Barkley had 15 carries for 118 yards. Incredible. An absolute hospital job on the field and my bank account. Eagles 55, Auxiliary Athletic Department of Washington 23. Go Birds. Indeed. This year's Superb Owl 59 will feature the KC Swifties against the Philadelphia Eagles. And on behalf of those that work at this show and you all that watch this garbage, the Eagles, along with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, are the last line of defense. The game is set for 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so by 7 p.m., 7:15, things should be underway. As always, check local listings for availability. This week, I spoke with Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen, and it was quite a conversation. It's cold and disgusting out here. This is ridiculous. Well, I guess this is what happens when you prefer blue cheese over ranch. Josh Allen, quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Thank you for joining me. How are you today, sir?
It's not fun.
Wonderful. Tough loss once again to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
But to beat the champs, you gotta to beat the champs, you gotta beat the champs, and we didn't do it tonight.
So, with the game on the line, sort of, deciding to throw to Dawson Knox. Take us through that process.
Huge deal. He's played his ass off all year, and
We could always talk about something else if you'd like.
yeah,
I understand. Going forward, what's a bigger goal? Winning the Super Bowl or beating Kermit and the gang?
I mean that's hard to tell right now.
Thank you for your time. Do you have any final words for the viewers today?
Yeah, you can either get it done or you can't, and we didn't get it done.
Well, thank you for your time, sir.
It's not fun.
All right, it's freezing. Let's get out of here. This place is gross. Yes, once again, high quality journalism you've come to expect. You're welcome. This week's editorial focuses on the doldrums of the harsh January cold. Gone are the summer smiles, and arrived are the winter frownies. However, if you like winter, well, that's probably a you issue. Cue the editorial. Well, back at the office again. And some people that you work with might have the saddies due to the temperature being disgusting. No worries, you can cheer up your idiot coworkers by doing a few simple things. No. Of course, I'm not talking about listening to their problems or helping them with work that you're not responsible for. Absolutely not. I'm talking about something that requires a small amount of money and some stealth. Go to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of marshmallows. Stay Puft is preferred, but any will do. Next, randomly plant them throughout the office, ensuring a good time when someone finds them. Sure, it might take a while, but this is part of the long game. And you're good at hiding things. Think of it this way. If you're successful and no one finds them, think of what else you could plant on your coworkers that you don't like. The more you know. Stay Puft indeed. That's going to do it for tonight. Team sandwich all the way. Why not? Join us next week for a superb owl preview, Super Bowl preview, and perhaps a look at whatever the Pro Bowls become. Also, more news, sports, and broccoli. Thanks for watching ONEIL After Dark. My name is Tanner O'Neill.
It's not fun.
One wonderful way.